Yeah, I don't know.
A kid started up gymnastics. Forgot, kind of threw my schedule out. Talk a little bit later, but I'm having to work at nights on.
Uh,
Play it there.
yeah.
Okay,
Lime, lime.
fine, whatever. Yeah, but anyway, back at it.
If you hit F12 and then let's see, what is it? On the left, there's the circle with the yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And then if you see
Oh, super.
superhuman, oh,
Says it's on.
that's okay. Well, then that's how I'm picking these
Oh,
up.
okay.
And if you reach over with a hand, you can pick them up.
No, I.
But you have to hold them off the ground, or they won't drain. I think this is probably why we keep crashing on this map, but I'm not
Oh, we have too much.
certain.
Okay. Too many objects.
Hmm.
Well, anyway,
I
I get.
think with that, between that and there's two of us on the map and stuff, I
Gotta
think it
load
gets a
twice.
little hard for.
Gotta load twice as object. Keep track of it.
It has to keep track of all of them.
Well,
Oh
anyway,
no, we're gonna try this because the worst that could happen is it doesn't work.
yeah.
Well, that's a weird way to. Yeah, it's unloading, or at least on my yeah.
Okay, it doesn't look like it from my perspective,
If you can see my stream, you'll see it.
but well, I kind of wanted. I mean, part of the really reason I wanted to stream was I didn't know, but
Hmm.
um, was I wanted to find out about this Stone Temple Pilot ticket thing and how that all happened. Because I didn't realize, Swanee, made that text, and I thought, it came to his mind, or he was listening to it, or whatever. And oh yeah, well they opened for Red Hot Chili Peppers, but anyway, and then you said you won tickets or something, and so I guess I don't know. Tell me about it. I
They're gonna be in Kearney in a couple weeks.
I mean, I didn't Google anything. See, I thought, because Swanee said something, I thought, oh, that's
Well, no. He was thinking about coming back for it,
okay.
and
Yeah,
that's why I said I would have thought he would have been all over it already, but the radio. I got to thinking about this. I have a theory about what actually happened there, but it doesn't matter. Anyways,
so which station? I mean, I guess
well, it's the rock station out of
okay.
Lincoln.
So, out of Lincoln.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know which one that is. I mean,
they've been advertising it, and the mid-morning gal, she gives away tickets all the time, and this isn't the first time, because all you have to do is she usually just tells you the email, and then she has some kind of a funny or some kind of a thing to put in the email and put what the tickets are for and everything. And I think it's more so they actually have something in the email, give you something to do in the email rather than anything serious. Well, anyways, they were getting away the tickets in Kearney, and I was just like, well, I've entered in, I don't know, for 2-3 different pairs before, because I always figure if I actually did win tickets, I probably would. I would make the trek to Lincoln or Omaha.
Yeah.
If I had free tickets. So, anyways,
oh yeah, it's free to go. I mean.
Yeah. So, I got an email last night that said that I won the tickets, and so.
How do you? I mean, obviously, but I'm just curious. How do you claim them and stuff? Because
Well, it's just will call.
Oh, okay. And then
I'm pretty sure it's just will call because they asked for my information.
Whatever the ticket number, like as if you bought them. So like as if you bought them, yourself or what? Yeah, some sort of tracking number.
Well, my name.
Yeah.
They have my name and stuff.
QR code.
It's not any different than going to the Storm games for me. I go to will call all the time.
I figured it's all a
QR all the time,
code, a QR code or something.
No, you just they ask for your name and stuff, and then you go to will call and you say, well, these are what the tickets are under, and they should be there. So. Now I didn't go today. I was thinking about going. We'll see what my plan is next Friday, but I was thinking about going like the day before something, or getting them on the Friday because the concert's on the Saturday night. And the thing that I'm a little worried about is the last time they did the concert, they had Shine down there with Aaron Jones opening for him, and a local band, and they said the doors were going to open at 7. Well, they had the local band start at 7. So, and then the line was so long it took an hour to get in. Because I got there like half an hour before the show started, before they opened the doors, and the line was so long. and by the time we got in there, Aaron Jones was already halfway through.
Huh.
We did get to see Shinedown, which is the whole point, because it was like, they were the main reason I bought those tickets. I'm not saying I'm just not an Aaron Jones fan. As it's not a. I think they're good, and I think they're good musicians and stuff. It's just not my
Yeah. Well, I mean,
music. But
that's like
but I
Stone
wasn't.
Temple
But
Pilots. I saw them originally. I was there to Red Hot Chili Pepper. It was, pretty cool because they were, pretty, they were popular or a bit on rise at that. But like I said, it's not. And I guess when I heard that, it's like, of course, free show, whatever. But I was kind of surprised, you know,
well,
just because,
I have a theory of what actually happened because
well, that it's
because
Stone Temple Pilots. I mean, not again, like you
no
said, you
no
wouldn't not go, but
so here's what I think happened because this is the Lincoln radio station and the concerts in Kearney. I think that there was hardly anybody, if anybody else, that applied for them.
Yeah,
because the ones that
have to travel
are
3
going to go
hours
up for that have probably already bought their tickets, and so I was probably the only one, if not one of the very few that actually entered into the contest. And you're so Stone Temple Pilots. I really like their first album and maybe a few other songs. It's not like I'm hugely into their catalog, but
well, yeah, that's
it's a free show, and I'm gonna go.
well,
So
sure, and that same with
I'm not gonna waste the tickets.
yeah.
Well, and that's what I
No,
was
but
like,
it's not like
but
it's not like
it's kind of
it's not like um if you won tickets to like Coldplay or something. I mean, that's just what came to mind. But
I might actually go. I might actually go to them. Their new album is supposed to be a lot more metal. In fact, the song they've been playing is a lot rockier, a lot heavier. I'm like if I won free tickets to them, I might consider going.
yeah, well, that's the thing. And you're probably
Well,
right. There probably wasn't a lot of people listening because you're listening via iHeart or is it just because you can get the station?
I listen by iHeart, but even if I didn't listen by iHeart, I could I would because before iHeart started carrying it, because there was a time where they didn't.
Might
I
have been
was
owned by
listening. I
another
always just
station.
listen to their station on the internet.
Right.
Just going directly to their station.
Actually, speaking of that, I was just today even flipped over. I was like, that it'll be broadcasting, and
Yeah.
I got to thinking. I remember in college, basically had the old internet. They had listen online, even back then. Through web browser. But I remember it was like I was able to listen for like a year or that freshman year or whatever. Then all of a sudden they shut that down. And it was a clear channel back then. Like and I remember it was the reasoning that was told was about the advertising businesses. They're not paying for advertising out of area or that, because they weren't like how iHeart in they do local advertising, no matter who you're listening to in the country, you're going to get localized ads. Unless you use, but they're going to use location. Well, that was not a thing back then.
You say that, that's funny because I get ads from the stations in South Dakota and stuff,
Well,
or
you're still
Iowa,
well,
whatever.
you'll still get some, but they put it this way: the app's not perfect, but you, for the most part, will get different ads than the live ad. And I know this for a fact because, for example, I listen to talk radio on the drive-in, and Katie listens to iHeart app, and of course it's delayed. And now you'll get the host is pimping, but I know for a fact, like the ads that are on the app, even though it's local, they are slightly different. It's not, like for example, talk show host. So they have their baked in or their own sponsor, and iHeart their own. So like you may not hear the host's ads, or you may hear the host's ads, but not the local, like the local plumbing company. It'll be some more national, like Coca-Cola or something like that. Some more national company, something that sells something in the area, state. I've noticed that, but I remember early on that they just took live streaming as like, no, we can't do that. It's like they were so, music industry was just so even behind the times then. They had a good thing going. They could have didn't, because it wasn't until the mid 2010s they kind of everybody station whatever or big company iHeart come out with their own app for listening. It's like it was like it was there for a second, and then because oh man, we can live stream on the internet, pave the way, and then oh well, we can do this, and then all of a sudden it's like oh we can't charge money in those, we can't tap those, it's wasted revenue. We don't want to give away stuff for free in markets we can't market to, for example. Yeah. I mean, I know that's exactly what happened until they could figure out how to sell the ads and stuff. Because I even remember, Pandora stuff, and of course it wanted your. I didn't let it have that, and I phony account so I just put in some zip code. Well, I started getting ads for whatever that zip code I told it my account was.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was so, there was limited ads, which was fine. But it was so kind of janky. Like sometimes they wouldn't load, and then it'd just be like dead air for a while. Pick something up, and then after a while, it would just time out and then just go back to playing music.
Speaking of the music industry and stuff, I heard today Netflix has this new show, and it's called K-pop Demon Hunter. and there's a reason why I bring it up, but so anyways, it's about these 3 Japanese girls that sing Japanese pop music, and then it's kind of like Gem, where after the show or whatever, they're demon hunters.
Oh, okay. Well,
and then there's it's a cartoon series, but the reason why I bring it up is I heard the name of it, K-pop Demon Hunters, and then I saw the commercial for it, and I'm like, it's like someone watched Baby Metal and said, let's make a cartoon about this, but let's not call it Baby Metal, or let's
Yeah, let's use
alter
the
it
idea,
slightly.
but
You know,
well,
let's
I
use the
immediately
idea.
thought of Baby Metal when you said that.
Yeah, it's like it that it the only thing different is the pop singers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Baby Metal. Well, I mean, it's a different. It's not J-pop, but it's kind of is. It's a fusion of J-pop metal. And funny.
But I thought that I heard about that today, and I guess it's like it's I guess it's the new in thing. Everybody's talking about it. It's the new in show. And
Well,
when
actually,
I heard
if
about
you
it,
think about
I was like, I was like, this is Baby Metal. This is, I know exactly where they get this idea from.
well, it's kind of funny that whole. Uh, well, Gem. You mentioned Gem. Like, well, that's exactly what Hannah Montana at Disney. And this is kind of that. In a way, this is kind of that.
Yeah.
A little bit different premise, but kind of that too. But that's the thing. Way back when, when. Well, I can't say I never watched. Did watch a couple episodes. Sister was little at, and I guess I kind of watched it mostly just because, like, whoa, Billy Ray Cyrus, kind of thing. you know, just because the only thing I ever remembered him from was "Achy Breaky Heart,"
Yeah.
But anyway, but I immediately thought of Gem, and that's like, okay, well, this just takes the idea of Gem and the band Baby Metal, and like, oh, okay. Well, and maybe a little bit of like Walking Dead.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a cartoon, so they can get a little bit. I mean,
I'm sure there's
granted,
other anime
it is
that's
on
kind of.
Netflix, so it's probably more of an adult cartoon, but they can get a little bit more
Well, right. Well,
into the horror genre with it. Is,
well,
I guess, probably what I.
it's probably anime, so it's definitely geared.
No, it really didn't look
Oh, okay. Well, I
too
was gonna
much
say it's
like
gonna definitely look
anime.
more.
It looked like a modern cartoon.
I mean, I don't.
Well, I know, but I guess what I think is anime. I'm like, I don't think it was very anime.
It's
I could be
not that
wrong. I
style.
mean,
It's not
I
exactly that style.
I
The
was
big
watching it.
eyes.
I was watching the commercial on my phone, so maybe it's different if I was watching it on a full screen. But
But it wasn't like the big eyes or big
wasn't
eyes.
like the what?
Like the characters have like big eyes, and it's like
No,
the yeah, okay.
no, they look normal.
Well, I guess it's gonna be a little more Western. Speaking of anime, I just like I watched one sophomore year. Not super. Remember Tech TV? They they used to have after or something. Well, I watched one series, and actually, I did enjoy it, but I didn't enjoy it so much that I delve into it. Just happened to kind of hit just right. It was not. Well, it was very more. I guess I don't want to say mature. Well, it was mature themes, but not like. Uh, it was a mature like storyline, and it was kind of about but it didn't make me want to go seek out other I that kind of I don't care about all the fantasy stuff. I mean, it's got to be the right kind of content. It's kind of like,
Hmm.
and I should judge because I haven't seen it, but it's kind of like the whole Stranger Things, which of course I didn't have Netflix. One thing that the Stranger Things, way it's built, it's like something, but it's got this paranormal sci-fi aspect, and
Well, it was kind of. I
outside of
didn't watch an episode, but like there was another one. It was on it was on FX. I think it was FX. Um, what was it called? Because basically what they did was they did like a 10 episode series every year, and every year it was a different story. And then one of the last ones I watched was they did kind of like a Jason Crystal Lake version, um, stuck in the 80s, and but then it also had instead of having Jason in it, they had like an actual serial killer. They had Rich Ramirez. I mean, like they had a character based on him, and um, I can't think of the name of it. So I used to watch it, and the first seasons were good, but when I got out of watching it, I was it didn't quite the storytelling wasn't quite as good. I don't think.
I don't know, I do subscribe to a couple, but it's like I probably missed stuff that I just got that just big studio stuff.
But
Just,
even
and here's the problem. Like I said, I maybe should give some stuff a try because, but like I feel like, and I know TV's a little different. Like, no, it's almost like they get too pandery. It's like this baby metal show. Like, well, that sounds semi-original, but it seems like all the other stuff is just kind of rehashing. If I'm not talking like all the reboots, like with the movies, just expanding world at. Well, and then it's like, okay, I'll sit. Oh, here's another married with children idea for the 20 or whatever.
yeah,
And I don't know, not that I probably watch, not making like the Full House kind of sitcom stuff or Family Man. Nobody wants that nuclear family, every stuff. Oh, that's not. I don't know, but again, not like watch it. you know, seek it out. I don't know. I don't know what I want to see in. Yes, I've been on YouTube long and watched just independent rise up. And I guess I like that idea, even when they become their company, automotive science. Like, and if they are kind of big companies, they're not NBC, some or Fox or studio.
Yeah.
They're still doing it. It
Well,
still has a I could do, or a D, well, not an I could do this, but a DIY.
when I watch news coverage now, I don't watch ABC or
Oh,
NBC or Fox News or whatever.
same here.
There's a guy on Twitch and YouTube that's it's called Agenda Free TV, and I watch him.
Yeah, no,
Like he doesn't have a political stance on either side. He verifies all his facts before he shares
right.
it. Um, and then if he does want to share something, but he doesn't want to share it in stream, he uses his Twitter.
Well, I guess I'm not necessarily talking news and political. I'm talking maybe more enter, just entertainment stuff.
Well, but
same
so
different.
I will. There are days where I'm at work and something's going on. I'll turn him on and listen to him all day.
No doubt.
See, because he'll dig in and find the latest details, or if he hears something, he'll verify it, and then he'll post it, and then the other cool part about it, I guess, is because it's a Twitch or a YouTube, people comment, and then he sits there and talks back and forth with his viewers.
You know what? And not just because of the news, but you just hit on something that I guess I've always known, but maybe just said it. You can interact with it, and but now that's why I don't really seek out big budget from the net. Well, whatever, the big media, for TV shows, for entertainment. Take the news out of it. Is because I can't interact with the other viewers. You can't comment saying, "Oh wow," or "Oh, that was dumb," or whatever. You can't make that's it. Because like on YouTube or Twitch, you can have a dialogue about whatever you are watching. Find, like especially more in the entertainment or maybe it's science or motive, gaming. You can find other people that have either experienced something similar or and know what you're talking about. Whereas it's active watching. That's what I'm trying to say. Whereas just flipping on Netflix and all that. And sometimes you want that.
Yeah, I
get it.
There's days I come home and I'm like, I just want to watch. I just want to watch a movie.
Oh yeah.
I need to shut everything off,
but I guess that's why it feels weird, because we grew up with scheduling your life around TV or a TV movie premiere, maybe missed in the theater, or maybe you saw it in the theater but only saw get to see it once essentially. Next time around is buy the VHS or something and wait it for TV. But that active watching or being able to engage with the content, whether it be the creator itself or the people watching, or seeing the creator comment, possibly you. Yeah, I mean, that I guess I've always known it. Just never was able to put my finger on it. They said that, and likewise with Vent. I mean, for better or worse, it's a dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, comments can evolve. I'm not naive here.
Well, this guy, like I said, he doesn't have any It's all agenda free.
Well, I mean,
He
the
doesn't
comments
have any.
dissolve amongst.
He doesn't share anything that's political, or anything. And then he's got moderators, and if someone comes in and they try to start something or they try to their comments out of line, the moderators get them.
Yeah. Well,
They keep it. They keep the channel agenda free.
well,
So
yeah, but even then, that's that's an
and I
active
and I,
that's an
I
active
and,
viewing experience, whereas you're just watching whatever somebody else, some newscast that's just fed. You can't call them out. You can't say, what did you say? Or you again can't engage. You don't know who else is watching. Whereas like on Twitch, I mean, granted, it's just but may agree or they may disagree. I'm not, like I said, not talking necessarily news, politics, even entertainment, pop culture stuff. Oh yeah. Well, no, but if you think of this and this was so great or whatever, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's why I don't gravitate streaming, and I don't watch then watch kind of watch one of the local weather. Really, it's for the local. How on I'm gonna hear whatever. But then that's the thing is when they're talking about. Let's just say they're talking about this thing's happened at Red Rocks media event. Oh, that, and you kind of miss something. You can't pause it. You can't go down the comments and see what people are saying or get more information. There's no link description because there is no description. I mean, no.
well, that's
I guess I've just been on, like a YouTube or a video on demand platform, namely, much YouTube. So long, I've just gotten so used to. Oh, I can go find more information about what I just saw easily, or I can discuss it with somebody else, including the creator, depending on how big they are, right there, and find out more, learn more, or scratch that itch where you just we couldn't do before.
where
I
did
mean, we
the
didn't even know we wanted to do. I mean, I might be unique that I want to do. Most people do zone out and be spoon fed like all the time. Yeah, there's time where I just want something going. Matter.
I just like watching them just because it's not politically um swayed one way or the
Well,
other.
right, but like I said, I'm just talking in general. But yeah, that's the thing. Even though, that's what gaming news biased by franchise. Tell it like it is. Active view.
Yeah.
That's the that's what's missing. But I think I'm in. I mean, there's some other than watch Gold Rush reality. Oh, I guess we are watching or yeah, Discovery, but well, it's like but it's mostly because got tried watching that, got into it. He likes to cook, and he knows what to. So I guess there's another. After that, like if I want to see quote reality, I'll go watch like YouTubers that scripted reality. I'll go watch a YouTuber do a something, make a thing, wreck a thing,
Mhm.
whatever, whatever genre I want, and then I can engage with it. Like, but if it's on Discovery, it's got all these, this rapid fire ADD editing. I guess that's another thing outside of can't, especially their scripted reality. Rapid fire, they don't show any. It's a home improvement show. They have to make it a competition. Like they think nobody will watch, or just to see how they decorated a room, how they fixed up this house or what, like this old house. They got to make it a competition. Got to make it. Oh my god, ain't close. Rapid fire editing. They don't show any of the building, how they got human interest too on it. Oh well, their second cousin twice removed chair that we're going to stain here. Much for they're like, and then they don't show how they refinished the chair, kind of thing. I don't know. I think I don't when it comes to the average TV or content viewer. I think I'm even way different than you as far as that, and we're of similar background and similar mind.
Oh, the only thing I watch on TV anymore is sports.
I'll see.
I
I
pretty
don't
much
want to
I
pay
pretty
for
much
the. I don't
pretty
want to
much
pay the
watch it.
licensing fees, so I gave. Well, we've had this discussion. Various reasons. I've given up sports, and it's fine. It's fine that people still want to watch. It just I got disenfranchised, disillusioned. I guess got tired of the tribalism. I guess was part of it, especially out here. With I always thought Huskers were bad, but Husker fan, and it's all crap. But Bronco, whatever people, it it just gets insane. It's like you're taking this way too. It's a business. They're doing stuff to make money. It isn't about, and it probably never was. And I just, again, the rose-colored glasses a time ago for me, and realized it was a business. It wasn't about seeing athletic feats of athleticism. Not saying that. I don't know. It's hard for me to put it in words. There's a lot of reasons. Some of it's a lot of it's ads just shoving everywhere now. You know, depending on the sport
But I mean,
too.
I was also talking about like better racing,
Well, yeah,
not
well,
just football.
yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. I'll find it on. Well, I do cross and motocross, but that's because it is virtually and they aren't shoving as many. I mean, it's getting there. My God, football or NFL. Can't ever speak on college, and that's a little different because of but NFL because it's so national. It just they ground they ground the game to a halt, and then the broadcast because of the ads. But I swear, there's times they're throwing flags or reviews, just literally just to get another 30-second spot in. 15. That just. Well, and tribalism. I know it always seemed to be, a little. But some people just. Too many people. And I submit some of that due to it's just shoving sports betting. I got out of watching sports before that really hit, but I saw things. So I hear now it's like is pimping, they're sponsored or commercials, gambling it.
There really isn't anything to do. I don't think we can skip to the next month.
I was gonna say.
We'll see if that helps. I bet that's probably what it was. We'll
Had
see
too
if
many
that helps.
objects, yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, that no way.
Well, it's different.
Yeah, different. Well, different. I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm here to ever matter. There's no real goal for me. $25.
Yeah, because I got some maps waiting.
Yeah. Well, and I think after this weekend, but next weekend, but things will start freeing up more, like getting into. Yep. So be a little more free. A lot of activities going on. School, getting back to school and all.
Okay. Ooh, we got a lot to sell. Okay. I know there's a semi. Yeah. Have the one
I guess we got one.
You could grab that one. There's that green one by itself. You could grab that and do deliveries in that.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Bucks Mill. Speaking of, I don't know. I mean, I heard from some
Well, I've been hearing on it. So I don't know, kind of old news. I don't know where it's at, if approval or if this early planning phases or it's kind of daydream. Broncos want a new stadium. They want to move it. Third time. But it's gonna move literally like across the train tracks from where I work. Like pretty much level this kind of a kind of guessing because right around the stadium's fine. Go outside the boundaries, kind of revitalize. It's not moving very far. It's moving closer to like where I work is still within walking distance of the stadium. Like when we tickets and park rather than have ride in or in park ever. I mean, it's not close, half a month. Half. This will be like less than a quarter mile away. Literally. I mean, actually, that, I sent Baby Metal concert band. It's an outdoor only concert, like standing room. Junkyard. And of course they have no parking, all street. It's a bunch of industrial business. Or parking company. I'm signing up businesses. Selling the parking. But even then, like, I don't know how old there, but you gotta essentially ride share there because even the front gate is like right on a main road to get onto like the inner or pretty much like on an entrance and exit, get on and off the interstate. Wild, but I mean, brings in big. What are we doing?
You're loading whatever.
Oh, it just came up total.
You have to. You can take. Let's see. Fill up with barley.
Okay, because it was total mixed ration.
Well, yeah, you gotta keep flipping it. Oh.
I don't.
What? Is there anything in your? Is there anything already in your trailer?
Shouldn't.
No,
it's empty. It's empty.
Okay, well maybe it won't. I get because I was thinking like that should be able to hold other things, but maybe it won't.
Okay.
Well, it's giving you the right menu screen. It's just.
Okay. But anyway, it's gonna be right next. Can't imagine they'd schedule a game and concert. Yeah, that whole traffic. I mean, that's the other thing. I don't know how traffic. I mean, the current state, right? But access. But it's like 20, something like need it something, whatever. So it hasn't need times.
Yeah,
That
they
really isn't
never,
that,
yeah,
but that
hardly
isn't that
ever
far,
are.
far away either, too, if you think about it.
They hardly ever are. Well, but the thing is, like, um, they decide. So the football team decides they want a new stadium, and then if the city's got to decide if it wants to partner with them or if they don't want to pay for
Well,
it, or
no, the Broncos or whatever. No, it isn't going to be taxpayer funded. Because that's already, well, that's already
well,
handed out, or they're not going to go to the they're not going to go to the taxpayer, like last time.
Well, the people that actually own the Broncos are related to the people that own the Walmarts.
Yeah.
It's that family, and they own, like, the Broncos are like the third team that they own in the family. I think each one has a different owner, but yeah, well, I can't even think of their names, but I'm pretty sure that's who owns them. This is the family that owns Walmart.
Well, that's the thing about how much I can pay attention. Well, and that's the other thing. That's, I think they're already doing that, but they're training valley with South. It's a luxury thing, you know. Better, I guess. But yeah, so far they're not coming to the public. I fell out of the NFL and fell out of super fan to begin with, but I did it. Fell out of being a bar. Oh, just, I mean, most people here now, he used to be a, well, still is.
Well, I think in the beginning, and
I mean,
I know in the beginning, I don't think he was making the choices. They had someone else that's actually made some choices. He was just the face.
Well,
but
right.
I think now he is making the choices, and he doesn't look as good as when that other person was picking them.
No, but I also both. Whatever you may think of that, could or couldn't do. You know. He was, or worried that he was. I mean, it was pretty. That's. It just. And some of it. Some too.
I still am not a very big TiVo fan as far as sports goes.
Well, I get
you know, outside of sports, I think he's a great guy, but I just, especially when he played at Florida. Some of the things he did, I just don't.
Well, I liked it because he played differently. It was weird. I'll give some of his decision making was weird, and sometimes he wasn't smart enough to know when to throw it away or fall down or you know what I mean. Like a more experienced. That's the thing. He was, but like that he would try to save. He wouldn't be smart. He'd wreck himself for an extra yard when he maybe didn't really. Certain things like that. And those were always valid criticism. But it made the games more entertaining to watch. At least Bronco games had Orton or whatever before him, with Brian Greasy and all these real duds that if they weren't good, they were just boring to watch. Even Man was kind of boring. You knew he was ready for the glue farm, riding out. I mean, yes, he did well, but he was just. They just bought somebody ready that was just on their way to ride off into his legacy. You know, in my opinion, not a time.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. The tribe just was like, "Oh my God, Manning!" Bro, and totally forgot his claim to fame is with the Colts. It's a cult kind of deal. But everybody just like couldn't see that old and this wasn't gonna be a dynasty. This wasn't a dynasty. You know.
Yeah, but if you look now, now at all the, I mean, I know you said you don't watch anymore, but there isn't really hardly any dynasty players. Everybody.
Well, the game's changed. The rules have changed. Free agent, the market, entertainment. So I don't know if that's a thing that.
I mean, there are a few, but I was just thinking about it, like, so Josh Allen and Mike Mahomes, um, they've been at their teams for a while. Josh Allen a lot more than, and Stafford's he was a Lion for a long time before he became a Ram. So there's a few, but more often than not, the norm is they they don't stay at the team that they're at.
Well, I've talked. That's the other thing. When era we grew up in, maybe looked at it different. For me, I like that they got players stuck around for almost not almost their entire career. Like they were trying to build a team into something. All the teams. Quarterback was there for 10 years, whatever, or and your running backs and stuff maybe rotated around a little, but you had a couple of go-to guys that stuck around. Same on defense. Now it's just they mid-season somebody puts on a different jersey, and that's probably better for the players, monetary from yourself up from work, mental. Not treating you well here, and you go over here mid-season and you get treated better. Everything, more what you're worth, not just necessarily body and what you do. So it's probably better for the play. But just makes it kind of hard for the casual to, like me. I was always just a casual watcher. It makes it hard for a casual watcher to want to get behind a logo. That's my identity. Well, I don't want, being a Bronco fan was never my identity. That's why when you or anybody else, not so much other people, want to rib me as, oh, you're Bronco, this and that, or blah 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 blah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, like so and so's a dumbass, or yeah, that's stupid. Like I'm, where the tribalism stuff, these people, they get bent out of shape if you criticize anything because they think you're like, they take it personally. I was never ever that, and I just got tired of a fan. But then mostly the rapid fire as they used to be. But, I kept plays going, kept game going. Turnover, not this. All right, they ran out of bounds. Okay, we got to move the chains. Okay, here's a 50. Let's break for station identification and stuff. So it's like you got out of the. It took me out of the immersiveness. And the ones I saw, live, of course, it's better. But even then, it was kind of low and plotty because cheerleaders, sideline stuff, out 15 seconds to be up and all that. And there's nothing to whoop up about because, ref has to tie his shoe or something or whatever, And it's all, and
Yeah.
you could tell as a fan or sitting in the stadium, this is just for TV. This pause in the action that I am sitting here for is for the TV broadcast, not for me who paid. Hey, but ticket holders that paid money to get in.
Well, but so I guess my experience at the Husker games have been a little bit different because
All college and Husker games, I would
because
say
because they actually they try to entertain you during the breaks.
Right, but it's different. It's different than an NFL game. I mean, the last ones I've been, was funny and such. But no, college games were fun, or those Husker games. And I'm not a Husker fan, never was. But they were fun to watch. But
what I found out is okay, so the university or the football team makes enough money off of TV that they actually are one of the very few programs in the US that actually is a in the green. There's not very many athletic departments that are in the green, and the Huskers are. But the money, I was told this not too many years ago, not to ever complain about the price of the ticket because that money that you pay for your ticket is actually going towards the experience, the entertainment of the in the game, in the breaks and everything. They're like the university. The university doesn't need to sell tickets to have you sitting there watching the game. So they take that money and
see, that's the difference. NFL, it's a business. It's about extracting every single dollar while giving. Well, I don't feel money's worth because again, players are standing around most of the time because they're waiting to come back from, and the refs are controlling that. Blow the whistle. I, I can tell in the earpiece. Oh, wait a minute, set the ball down, an extra 10 seconds, I get back. It's a production. Kind of like,
Yeah.
like pro wrestling. But at least with pro wrestling, they're entertaining you the whole time. They're not shoving an ad in your face, all the time. Whereas NFL, like, you would, if you go see pro wrestling live, you're not sitting there waiting for things to happen. Things are always happening. Whereas in an NFL game, there's so many start, stop, and I get it. That's why the $5 where they cost now almost that.
Yeah.
And hate them. It's there is very little football in football for those 3 hours.
Well, the other thing, especially now, you really don't need to watch the first 3 quarters and maybe even half of the fourth quarter.
Exactly.
You really only need to watch the last 10 minutes.
Yep.
That's when, because that's when the teams wake up and actually play.
Yeah. And that I'll go back to college, and of course I haven't watched anything modern college, but I know it's changed too. Just individuals allow some of that, so encroaching a little bit of NFL economics, but at least still, it's still a little bit more pure. That's why I should try to get in, but I just.
Yeah.
But back in the day, that was the big comparison. Is that it was, and being now older and being back, difference between how Bell ran a game, college outfit. College was aging. I again, I loathe Husker, but I was cheering them on just because it was the whole, crowd was into it and would stay into it because they kept the game going. Only, stopped it for obvious timeouts and the obvious thing. I wasn't about making a TV program, making money, ads, the ads that I'm in the seats to. But and of course. I mean, motorsports.
Yeah.
Kind of can get that way too. I mean, Supercross it's on the verge. At least they've gotten to the point. It used to be back in the day with, and they take commercial breaks. Of course, even though it was an edited broadcast, they would put a commercial break in the in between the races. During the race, and I'm like, why? At least you can watch 15 and 20-minute photos, 30-minute motos. Uninterrupted.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, NASCAR can't 100% broadcast that. Supercross is motocross about the limit.
Now that we got all that lime picked up, do we want to lime this field?
We could.
We should have a. Oh, there's the other one.
No, there should be.
Yeah.
In a NASCAR, I've occasionally run across some YouTube as of late, just kind of they're like video essay stuff. So it's usually caught a few though that are NASCAR's past is apparently. I don't watch. Still watch a race or two, or
No.
okay, see, I wondered because when it
I hardly even know who drives anymore.
well, that's the thing is it's like after like the car of tomorrow or what other re some of
They
these
also like
and some of these videos are they're just like it's people are tuning out. They don't fill the track stadium tracks.
well, but I'm sure it's like concerts because I don't think the concerts ever people didn't come back to the concerts like they used to go to.
Yeah,
I think it's the same thing. I don't think the people completely came back. I'm not saying that some of them didn't come back, but I don't think they came back like they. Because it seems like concerts. Granted, I haven't been to one for about a year now, but the ones that I had been to, they don't seem the same. They don't. There doesn't seem to be as many people there, and such. So
I wonder if it's just because there's so many other ways to experience me than just experience other experiences.
well, I think COVID just threw everybody so much for a loop that people. I think people found a way to live in that that at home without going to that stuff, and they're like, well, now that they can, they're not.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I don't out of the loop on.
Then again, I also think that the pricing has become a huge thing
Well,
because
I almost wonder if
I know,
they.
I know all the ticket pricing that I paid for last year. That was the most I've ever paid for tickets, and I paid less for Metallica than I did for any of the three concerts last year. I
Well,
believe,
I
yeah,
I
all
think
three concerts
that's
last year.
a lot. Just every people are more discerning with how they came at uh or it. I think some other any data to back this up, but I think other some not all certain professional sporting things. I don't. I don't. I mean, yeah, they're still read about. I feel like that's I think it's the ticket prices. I'll look at some of the stuff ticket wise it is concert, but it's take the kids to. Some of it's kind of steep.
Yeah. Well, I looked at Lincoln Park tickets when they first announced those concerts, and I always, other than when I get tickets like I get for free because I got them for free. I'm not gonna be discerning about them or whatever. But um, when I pay for a ticket, I want to see the band, which means that I'm gonna try and get as close as I possibly can for the price. But when I looked at the Park tickets, they wanted $300 a seat to sit where I could actually see them, and I'm like, I'm not paying that. I'm like, I want to see them, but not $300 bad. And it's like, I always had to buy. I'd have to buy 2 tickets, so that's $600. I'm not
Right.
paying $600 to see them. Now, granted, I'll get paid back for the other ticket, or I was getting paid back for the other ticket, but
Oh, but still, it's
so
$300 for yourself, though.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
that's a lot. I mean, long since I've been to a concert, but I know, I never paid over $100 for any ticket and whatever.
So Metallica, now granted, we saw them before their prices went up to what they are now, but I paid $100 a ticket for those,
Okay.
and we got the new album for free because of it.
Well, right. So call it you paid $20 for the album or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, okay. Well, then that was it. I couldn't remember how much that was. That's like
And
the last.
and
That's
more
basically
and
the last.
my Rob Zombie tickets last year cost 180. And I think the Pantera and the Avenged Sevenfold tickets were 165. And
See, I think
that was Rob Zombie. That price was just at the edge of like, okay, I I'll do this, but I'm not happy about it. I'm like, if it had been much more than that, if say it was 200, I probably would have said no, I'm not going. I mean, like I said, I mean, Lincoln Park, $300. Like, it's like I want to see him, but not $300 bad. Well, and then I think I heard, I could be completely wrong, but I think I heard they didn't necessarily sell out the shows. They had a lot of they had a few empty seats at their shows. Well, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, you got the ticket prices so high.
Well, and I almost wonder they do that knowing that even if they had lower ticket prices, lower, say $200 or 50, they I guess I just don't know what the market is, but I think they're like, well, they're not sure they're going to sell them out either at 150, so they just make them 300, knowing that, okay, well, if only 80% fill, we still cover and then make, I don't know the economics. I almost wonder if that is some of the pricing made. They and it's just gravy if they do sell every seat. So they price it for like 80% capacity to make money at 80% capacity, and then they just make money on after they fill 80%. I almost wonder if that's but I almost wonder, I'm thinking about, like, mention, how have other ways to experience music, and maybe the communal concert isn't as appealing to people. I mean, you and me, that's how we grew up. Or that, wouldn't you want to? I think younger don't necessarily, in their mind, they don't need to see them. YouTube video or on TikTok or have some sort of interaction that way, paying $100 to. That could be I almost wonder if that could be too. I mean, maybe I'm wrong there. And then also, I think some people are kind of looking for newer bands like cover. They want to support them in maybe more local show or by a live stream.
And that's where I haven't been to a concert for over a year now, but if I were to look at a concert, that's probably what I would do, because I think they're still about like $60 or whatever to see, and they're going to be a good band. I mean, they've had a couple albums out or something, and you like their music or whatever, but they're still playing smaller venues. That's where, like, the one place in Lincoln that I've gone to quite a few times is really, really good, because they bring in, to me, they seem like really big bands, but they bring them in, and it is, that one is standing room only, and I mean, unless you get stuck behind people, there isn't really a bad place to be in that, that one.
Well, hear me out on this.
Because it only holds 1,000, so.
We talked about some of the music stuff, and I almost wonder if a little bit of it, maybe this is more future. AI band inside of like some futuristic hologram or something. You're not gonna be able to see them live, even because they're not real. But so maybe like a physical band, seeing them is like a premium product, so they're gonna price it like a premium product. Maybe I'm reaching.
Well, but I could also see, you could make the case that eventually you would think that holograms would get like TVs are now, where you could have a hologram in your house, a machine in your house that does holograms. So then the shows you're watching are in holograms and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you'd be able to just pull up whatever you want. Now we're getting into sci-fi and.
Well, yeah, and what I even brought up there with like, okay, a hologram concert. I mean, they kind of had that but I don't even know if that looked good. But now Michael Jackson.
Well, there's new ones now, because they do that. I think they do that for Michael Jackson now.
Yeah. Well, like I said, but I don't know. But like, that stuff will only get better. But again, it's not real. And then, okay, let's say this AI music they like, there is some. But a real physical person is going to be a premium product. Price it that way. As AI, of course, they're going to charge as much as they can, but there's going to be probably a cap on seeing a fake band. Unless really care. Not an actual soul and a soul and emotion and
the only thing I could see you missing out on there is the I've seen enough bands. You know, they interact with the crowd. It's very subtle, but like, they'll go around and they'll point at people and they'll like if you're getting in and dancing, you know, they may point at you and they might like, yeah, you know, like kind of dance with you a little bit or whatever, and they'll move around the stage, and um, that you would lose that aspect. You know, kind of like we were talking about interactive with the
Yeah.
with video. Like you'd lose that aspect with watching holograms because it's like, yeah, you could program that stuff in, but then you're gonna have some some guy randomly pointing out into the middle of dead space.
Yeah, unless they get it figured out. Unless they get it figured out. I mean, I guess if we really want to go sci-fi, I mean, of course, this is already happening. You know, there's, quote, AI girlfriend, boyfriend things. Well, just take that idea and it's like, do you get, you know, get personalized concerts and stuff? But again, it's completely fake. You have to suspend your disbelief. And I don't know, maybe hate to think of this, but younger generation coming of age right now, they don't differentiate. Like to us, would it? I mean, sure, I guess just the novelty of seeing a holographic, say Michael Jackson, for example, just to use him as an example, might be neat to just see once, you know. But I still know that it's like, hey, not there. I know he's dead, so he's not there.
think.
But what about these AIs that it's like they never were there? They never existed, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think it'd be like watching a TV show or whatever, you know, at that point in time.
Yeah, and I just, and
In that sense,
maybe that's where we'll become boomers, because we will yearn for the real human, you know, kind of thing. We might as well watch a YouTube video of it rather than, you know, yeah, hologram live. I know with our ever get really off the ground, it's getting pretty good. It's just never get mainstream. There, quote, see concerts like that, and hardware's got it. The hardware's got to get a little more accessible. I mean, it's getting there all the time, but still very. I'd like to experience it. Well, heck, actually, the kids' place, they've done it. I've never even done it yet. But pretty easy trip too. I mean, game at his level, but it, you know, like able to do it, you know. But you know what? Mine's fertilizer shows it has some.
that one was glitching on me. That's why we had so much lime sitting out there. I'll have to. Yeah, there's. I can fix it.
Well, no, that's.
I think sometimes. I think some. No, don't. No, don't.
Oops.
Oh. You unloaded again.
Yeah. Well,
So what I did last time is I went in with the easy dev and I just told the machine that it was empty, and then it stayed empty.
Oh, okay. Well,
because I think it's broken.
Wait, because it's this. I could just load it back.
You could, but just because this is why we ended up so much, because I kept saying it was empty, and I thought I was like, well, I thought I emptied it, and I just kept hitting the unload button, and I kept
okay. Well, that's
spamming
exactly
more.
what I did, because I was like, well, wait a minute, I'm not empty. I expected to just puke out like 5 more or something, you know. Well, it's a lot less than we had before. Maybe it won't. I mean, been going here. Yeah, I don't know. This AI stuff comes to me. And there's always gonna be. What is it? What is it gonna look like?
So the gal, the radio DJ that I won the tickets from, she's a it's a kind of a, I mean, it's a little bit of a story. The only reason I know it is just because I kind of liked the afternoon guy that they had, but he finally had to retire. They had to fill the spot, and so um they moved the guy that was the midday person to his spot, and he covers a little bit more, but for every reason he doesn't cover the first 2 hours of the mid morning. Well, this gal is she said on the radio she's a graphic designer by day, so to speak, or she's got another job as a graphics designer, and um she said she's been worrying about, well, kind of like I was, or is a little bit, it's in the back of the mind, but worrying about where this AI stuff is going, and jobs and stuff. And then she said she kind of realized last week that she's got a while before she has to really worry about it, because she says right now her clientele, they try to do something on their own with AI, and then they bring it to them, because it's kind of close to what they want, but it's not exactly what they wanted, and they kind of need the
Well,
graphic designer
it's a
to
tool.
finish it off.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tool. Yeah, but and we joke at it as well. I'm doing more or less the same thing. Been doing it. I've shifted in area product wise, working with salesmen, and the way that side of the business works, and the communication with customer, salesman, how it's communicated and everything. Like, put it this way, there's Copilot is it's always trying to make a summary of it. And I'll give it credit, it does a decent enough job of giving you the gist of like some emails and stuff, but it couldn't fulfill the request. Like, it couldn't literally do what needs to be done, because it wouldn't be able to gather the context, because that's the way the communication is. All kind of like, well, like, I'm just expected to know what they're talking about. And I do, because like the AI couldn't put in the order, do the quote, or get the information and respond in appropriate manner or correctly. I mean, it would respond, but it would be almost gibberish, because it would give incorrect or slightly incorrect information, because it doesn't know the context of what is being asked of it. And I don't, the way I don't think it would. There's always going to be need a human to tell it what to do, or tell it exactly, like you're saying, the graphic designer, gets it close, but it isn't exactly. And I think, well, that will get better. It's still, I mean, people just want things done cheap, and don't really care what it looks like are like, they'll use the AI. But like real like Fortune 500 businesses, they're going to want it perfect. They're going to want something exact. I don't think AI is ever going to give what a human really wants, because a human isn't going to be able to communicate exactly what two humans can do it. But I don't. I
Well, I think about like I'm sure you've probably had to deal with these guys before, but I'm thinking about the the customer that they kind of have an idea what they want, but they don't really know exactly what they want. And so then like they'll ask you like, well, I want this, but I don't know if. And then the next thing you know, like 10 emails later, you finally get down to the nuts and bolts of, okay, this is what you need.
yeah. Well,
It's like,
think about programmers. You'd think, granted, basic stuff. Yeah, it's kicking people out of the industry, but even programmers still who have used it and do use it. It's a tool. It can help them speed up a certain thing, some of their more remedial stuff. But at the end of the day, you can't just say, make me the XYZ program, and it immediately spit out something that works the way you exactly want it. There's always a back and forth. No, do this. No, this. And that back and forth, it has to. I don't see that ever going away. And then eventually a human taking what the AI did. I mean, the AI did most of the heavy lifting, but the human is going to refine it and make whatever it is exactly what it needs. Like building off what the AI did. Now, is that going to
yeah,
reduce jobs in that field? Hell yes, it already is. But I think at the end of the day, you're still going to need. Well, you will. You're going to need some people just rub, but I feel like even in your capacity, you're still going to need a human to look it over, and the human's got to come up with the idea. AIs can't come up with things.
yeah.
They got.
Well, one
I
of the
don't think. I
guys,
don't think. And I don't know. Maybe this is short-sighted. I don't know that AIs are ever going to be like sentient, like literal, like Skynet, Terminator stuff. I, I mean, I just don't think they, without prompting, it'll be a human behind it prompting it to behave. I don't think they'll ever, because they can't come up with something that hasn't already, that isn't in their database.
um, one of the guys at work, he was asking about it. He's a little bit older than I am by, I don't know, 6 7 years, and he was asking us at work what we thought about AI. Like, is it going to come for our jobs or whatever? Well, he's been there the longest, and he also is the one that handles customer calls when they come in. And before anybody else could speak, I said, I I go, I said, you don't have to worry about the job. I said, the other three of us are going to have to worry. I said, you'll be fine because you're the one that answers the phones and everything. I'm like, it's just that you'll be alone because we won't be here.
Right. Yeah. But I don't know.
But
I still think.
saying that, like, I've also had a smaller company that, and unless something somewhere down the road where they have to have it because this machine needs it or something, it's like they probably aren't gonna jump into it right away, or unless they see some kind of like, okay, this is actually gonna save us hundreds of thousands of dollars or something.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's it. I hate to dismiss. I could be completely wrong. I think it's it's kind of like when car came, were put out of business, but shifted. I just hope I'm old enough that I won't have to worry too much as far as learning some completely different. I don't know, like even I don't know what you do daily, but like I still don't. I still think there's gonna be engineers such as maybe less of them. That's the only thing, but they're still gonna need a human for a lot of that.
Something else I also heard, like if you and it makes sense if you think about it, like um people like that have people like us or whatever, we may not have the job or like even if it was younger people but they're kind of in our roles or whatever, like they may not have the job the way that it looks now, but they'll adapt to something. The people that probably have to worry about more is the ones that can adapt, because there won't be anything, like people like us would end up kind of taking their spots, could take their spots because um
Yeah. Well, I also think fundamentally, I think most people, I'm including just by nature, humans want to interact with humans. So at a certain point, you're gonna want to talk to it. And I know it seems odd because like people 10 years younger than me, they love using go up to the counter, order McDonald's. I hate it. I want to look the person in the eye. Take the McDonald's example, but I want, or wait staff. I want look them in the eye. I want that connection. Just that's almost the reassurance that okay, it will get done, or if it doesn't get done, I can have a dialogue until I am satisfied. Money for this, and they're earning money, acting with me, and providing a service. App takes away all that, and I don't trust. Probably me boomer tendency. I don't trust that I'm going to get what I clicked on. It, and granted, order online shopping and everything, but every time I look at something, it's really going to be what I want unless there's still that doubt of what it's advertised. Not that I really want back. I like to get some of this stuff. Get just about anything, anywhere. Again, that's necessities. I still want to somewhat touch, feel, or whatever. I may buy it online, but I want to touch and feel at a time if I can.
yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to put in words. Okay, maybe the 20 something that are 20 something. They don't care. Just trust that it'll happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, I suppose I'm gonna shut my